It's 2022 and Kenya is about to make history. For decades, political power has flowed through the same veins. The families of the country's founding fathers, the Kenyattas, the Odingas. But this time, something different is about to unfold. A new story is being written, not in the halls of power, but on the streets. And at its center is a man who once sold chickens by the roadside. His name is William Ruto. He is running for president not as a king, but as a hustler. He's facing Raila Odinga, the political veteran, fully backed by the sitting president. It's the ultimate political machine versus the ultimate outsider. How Ruto, a chicken seller, manages to beat Kenya's most powerful families does not just surprise Kenyans. It makes Kenyans question the deep state's power or whether it exists in the first place. This is the story of how William Ruto rose to power. Our story begins not in a palace, but in the dust of Sambut village. This is where a young William Ruto goes to primary school barefoot, only wearing his first pair of shoes at the age of 15. His childhood reflects the lives of many poor Kenyans. To survive, he sells chicken and groundnuts by the roadside. But this is not just a story of poverty, it's a story of ambition for something greater. Ruto studies, hustles, and gets into the University of Nairobi. He graduates, first with a master's and later a PhD in plant ecology. This is the early 1990s and the political arena in Kenya is volatile. Multi-party politics has returned and the long-serving autocrat, President Daniel Moi, needs to mobilize the youth. He creates an outfit known as Youth for KANU 92. A young William Ruto is one of the fiery young politicians tasked with crafting the re-election strategy. Ruto cuts his political teeth under the mentorship of the long-serving autocrat Daniel Moi in the early 1990s. This serves as his training in the raw and often brutal world of Kenyan politics. The strategy in 1992 involves Moi sanctioning the printing of money used to bribe voters, among other things. Ruto slowly begins to learn the game from his master. By 1997, his tactics are sharp enough. At just 31, he feels ready to run for parliament. However, his entry into parliament is in defiance of his mentor, as Moi tries to prevail on Ruto not to run. Ruto defies Moi's wishes and goes on to win, defeating the long-serving member of parliament for Eldoret North. At this time, Ruto is no longer a student of Moi, he is now a player. After getting into the parliament, Ruto becomes a strategist. He holds several leadership positions, including a key role in the journey to a new constitution. But at this time, his most audacious move is yet to come. It's 2013 and he shocks the nation. After backing different candidates in the violent elections of 2007, he contests as the running mate of outgoing President Uhuru Kenyatta, shocking many Kenyans as the two have been on opposite sides of the political spectrum. What they form is more than an alliance. Both Ruto and Uhuru are indicted by the International Criminal Court as the suspected masterminds of the mass atrocities that followed the disputed 2007 elections. Their alliance, dubbed a bromance, pays off as the two men are swept to power. At the start, they are a powerful team. Ruto serves as deputy president, learning the levers of state power from the inside. However, beneath the surface, the fortress starts cracking as Kenyatta suddenly starts seeing him as a threat. The dynasty, which Ruto has propped up in the past, is about to turn against him. With 2018 comes a critical turning point, the handshake between Raila and Kenyatta. The two sons of Kenya's first president and vice president finally end their long-running rivalry. At this moment, Ruto is no longer part of the equation. The handshake effectively displaces Ruto as the establishment candidate to succeed Kenyatta after his second 5-year term. Kenyatta pushes Ruto to the sidelines, transferring his official responsibilities as deputy president to a loyal cabinet minister. Kenyatta aims to delegitimize and frustrate Ruto into resigning, thus knocking him out of the succession race. But that is where Ruto unleashes the skills he learned from Moi.
Kwa sababu muko katika taifa letu la Kenya, munajua ile maneno inaendelea. Munajua hamujui? Munajua hamujui?
He refuses to resign and reinvents himself. He uses Kenyatta's frustrations to his advantage, telling Kenyans that he is being punished for being the son of a widow. Before long, he starts to build his own machine, recruiting those who feel sidelined like him. Slowly, he assembles a strong coalition ready to face the dynasties. Kenya is burning with frustration over unemployment and rising debt. At this time, Ruto is busy building a new political character. He ditches the language of tribe and embraces the language of class, framing elections as a war of hustlers versus dynasties. He goes back to his own roots. He portrays himself as a hustler, fighting what he regards as the attempt by dynasties to hang on to power. His message is simple and potent. He coins the term hustler nation to refer to the people struggling to make ends meet. He gives out wheelbarrows as symbols of empowerment, attracting massive crowds on the campaign trail. He speaks directly to their pain, identifying himself with people who go to the supermarket and have no money to buy what they are looking at. He makes Raila appear a weaker candidate by claiming that Mr. Odinga would be a puppet president, calling him a project of the dynasties. And this narrative sticks with Kenyans who do not want to be associated with a remote-controlled president. August 9th, 2022. The atmosphere is tense in Kenya. The day of the ultimate test is finally here. The sitting president is actively campaigning against his own deputy, calling him untrustworthy. On the other side, Ruto has a secret weapon, a message that has broken through ethnic loyalties. He has made deep inroads into Mr. Kenyatta's own backyard. When the results trickle in, the story is clear. 2/3 of Ruto's votes come from 10 counties in the Mount Kenya region and 7 counties in the Rift Valley. He wins in his strongholds and conquers Mr. Odinga.
Hereby declares that Ruto William Samoei has been duly elected as the president.
As other people celebrate his win, chaos erupts at the election center as 4 commissioners try to denounce the results, but the chairman of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission stands firm, announcing William Ruto as the winner. Ruto becomes Kenya's first sitting deputy president to succeed the incumbent and first candidate to win the presidency at first attempt. A chicken seller from Sambut has done the unthinkable. He has outmaneuvered the dynasties, turned betrayal into fuel, and used the hustler narrative to become president. Even though he goes on to betray hustlers, his political journey is amazing, not only in politics but in life, where betrayal is inevitable.